Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
This is the map for our new campaign. New campaign we're going to be playing, rather like the Roman campaign we did before. You saw the map that we used for that. This one is based around an island, and I thought it would be quite interesting. However, I'll just mention a few other things before we start. One apologises for not uploading more videos recently and not started the campaign earlier, mainly because we have quite a few internet issues.
Internet issues?
Yeah, we've practically got no internet at the moment. It's really difficult getting enough sort of bandwidth to upload a video, so I have quite a few problems with it. That's what comes of living in the middle of nowhere. Then again, when we lived in a big city, we lost internet for about 6 weeks.
It's a month.
A month
And a half.
Yeah, a month and a half, because some idiot decided to take the fuses out of the box, and then they kept saying...
No, they cut the wires.
It wasn't. Yeah, they cut the wires, and then when they replaced the fuses, they put the wrong ones in, and then it didn't work, so...
And I said, we will do it soon. Give us a day. 1 week later, there's still nothing on. Yeah, the engineer can't do it.
So at the moment we have intermittent internet, therefore I can't even get on YouTube, and I can't answer any of your questions and comments. I will look at your comments when I get time to get on and when I actually get to be able to read them, but usually I just can't get into them. So sorry if I'm not replying to you, I'm not ignoring you. Anyway, this is the island of Saaremaa. And it's an island off the coast of Estonia. Ethnically, the people who live there are Estonian, but it was independent at the time. Had a really long history up to this point, with fighting around about 1200s. Before then, it was never conquered by the Vikings. In fact, the guys here invaded Viking lands. They went to Viking in Viking lands, which really annoyed the Vikings, because they were the ones who were supposed to be raiding.
Yeah, they're the ones who are supposed to be really good.
Well, actually everyone invaded the Vikings, that's how come they started attacking people.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, they kept getting raided, and in the end they decided, well, why not just raid them back?
Well, that doesn't explain the Saxons.
Well, the Franks attacked them, the Saxons attacked them.
Poor tradesmen.
Yeah, they were constantly under attack, and in the end they said, hey, let's just go Viking. Anyway, that's besides the point. The island was at the top, or is at the top end of Estonia, and it's just off the coast of Estonia. And at the time, the Germans, with the Livonian Order, the Teutonic Order, were trying to conquer Estonia with a bit of help from the Danes and the Swedes. And there was lots of fighting going on there, but they were unable to conquer this island. This island was fiercely independent and more or less was the last island to hold out until the very end. Took about 200 years to conquer it. So it was a real mess of a battlefield. The people who lived there were called pirates by the people living around them, for pretty obvious reasons. The island is bang on the middle of a trade route with Russia, so there's a lot of shipping that goes past, and well, I suppose if you have a fleet of ships and lots of ships going past, you can make money that way.
Yeah.
So, the island of Saaremaa was populated by the Australians. As I said, they were ethnically Estonian. They had a reputation for being drunk most of the time. So, they're a bit like the English in that respect. We spent the entire medieval period blind drunk. And most of the Empire days, actually. It's one of the reasons we're able to conquer the Empire. We didn't drink water.
Yeah, we were drunk the entire time.
Yeah, and then we drank tea, which meant we boiled the water in order to drink it. Therefore we killed the bacteria, whereas the French would go out places and die of horrific diseases. Whereas we could conquer these lands quite easily because we didn't rely on drinking fresh water. Anyway, to kick the campaign off, we're going to start with the first major campaign, which was an attempt by the Danes to conquer the island. It was a thorn in the side to the Danes. The Danes raided every now and then, and other people raided. And after one particularly unpleasant raid, the Assalians sailed all the way to Denmark and burnt part of the country, and they also went to Sweden and did the same. And this was really a raid too far. And the Vladimir I sent a fleet of ships to invade the island, and his idea was to sort of land on the island and sort of take the whole island over, fortifying it as he went. The campaign was an absolute disaster. The Danes were butchered. After that, the Danes tried. The Swedes tried. Oh, the Swedes? No, the Danes tried again. They managed to set up a fortress, but the Assalians attacked the fort and killed the garrison, or the garrison surrendered. And so that didn't work out for them. There was another raid on Denmark. Then the Swedes tried to conquer the island themselves, and bad things happened to them. Then you had the Livonians, the Livonian Order, the Brotherhood of the Sword, who you've already seen in our videos. They actually waited until winter and marched across the ice, because the sea used to freeze over in winter. And so they didn't rely on ships, and instead they marched across the ice to attack the island. And that didn't work out either. So, yeah, we've got quite a few campaigns to come, I think.
And then there's Teuton one.
And then finally the Teutons with the Livonians and the Swedes and the Danes all invaded the island at the same time.
And finally won.
And finally won, but technically won because the troops in the island decided to surrender. So they said, okay, fine, we rule you now. So when Nemesis launched the rebellion against the Livonians, these chaps launched a rebellion against the Teutons, and the Teutons lost control of nearly the entire island. Then followed another 100 years of fighting one way or another. The Assalians had a large fleet of ships. Not particularly powerful ships, but a lot of them. They were pretty well built, they could go pretty much anywhere, and they were pretty good ships. The Danes and Swedes had to modernise their ships in order to fight them. They went from having basically the Viking longboat, Viking longship, they converted it and started building galleons, which was the only way they could, or cogs, large cogs with galley deck, which was the only way they could really go up against the Saaremaa. Any questions?
No.
No, at all?
But I'm excited to see some naval battles.
Well, we'll see what happens, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah. With a bit of luck, we won't have any. And then you won't be able to smash my ships with your evil, nasty galleons.
Yeah, I need to try that out.
Right. The counters you can see on the table. Oh, sorry. I'll go around the places. I haven't actually done the names for the places yet. This is just scribbled on in pencil. I apologise for that, but I haven't had time.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
inefficient.
I've been busy. These are the markers for the
Danes,
and the ones on the other side are the markers for the Assalians. On the map you can see several different types of counter. These are ports, the ones with the little ship. There's a missing ship there. The ships all around, they're all ports. These are little villages you can see scattered around. There's one port there that has a fortress built into it, which we'll have to take the fort in order to take the port. There's another one here with a fortress and a port as well. So they're going to be quite hard to take. And then you have, but easy to defend.
Yeah.
So if you take them, they're easy to defend. Then we have these fortresses here. The Assyrians tended to build very large round fortresses, or roundish. They didn't have to be round. They usually followed the topography of the land, and they were very hard to attack because there was no visible weak point to attack, and you had to really get through the gate, which was pretty much a death trap, wasn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah. The Chinese Wall, the Great Wall of China, uses the same system but in reverse. A double gate, which is quite interesting. I'm going to enjoy seeing your Danes try and get through.
I don't know, I might have a different tactic than that.
What, just sit outside and wait for me to starve to death?
Yeah, absolutely.
Time's not your friend. You have a limited amount of weeks to fight the battle because winter is coming. And when winter comes...
Game of Thrones.
Well, actually, Game of Thrones is kind of based in the medieval period. And winter's coming, and what happens in winter?
Icewalkers come out on the wall and kill people.
Yes, you get ice zombies. Yeah, right, that's it. No, your ships can't reach port, therefore you can't supply your troops. So you're in trouble. So you have to rely on winter coming... Sorry, you have to rely on winning the battles before you have to go to a garrison. Or simply withdraw.
Or just like mass all my men into one area, how about that?
Feel free.
Yeah, and let's take out fortress by fortress.
So, do you wish to... I'll set up my markers first. Shall I?
Oh, wait, set it up now, oh god.
Do you want me to set up now?
Yeah.
Well, given that the people are watching,
Yeah, camera.
we can set them all up. So, these are the markers that I've got. I'll just...
You have an awful lot of men.
Yeah, I've got twice what you have.
The Danes really didn't fit this out, did they?
No. You've got 32 ships, which you're launching your invasion with.
How much ships do you have?
Pretty much unlimited. But, so, I will position mine. Do you want yours? I'll hand yours over to you. There. The design of the map, I had to put it into hexes.
As always.
Yeah, I put it into hexes because it's easier to move troops around with hexes. So I had to sort of manoeuvre the island to fit. On a map you'll find the island looking more like that. But we're playing it this way because that's how it fits on the board. It's all very complicated stuff, you know, designing this sort of stuff. Right, well, I'm not going to bother defending my capital at the moment.
Where is the capital?
That is the capital and that is the reserve capital.
Reserve capital, why?
Because there's a summer capital and a winter capital. So they go over here for winter for some reason, and that's the summer one because they've got a bit of decent arable land around there. Most of the rest of the country is pretty much empty. So I'll garrison one there.
God. So how much is a base?
How much is a base? 6 points.
What can that get you?
Well, you've played before.
Right.
Yes, you have.
My memory does not serve me well.
That's not my fault. That's yours. It'll get you a pretty decent fighting force. Right. I have deployed my troops.
Goody. So where are the
If you're fighting in a village, and you own the village, you get an extra point.
So
What?
where do the Danes? Where are the Danes coming from?
The Danes are technically coming from Denmark, so it's this way.
Right.
But you can sail around it, your own ships. You can land anywhere you want.
Yeah, that takes like an extra day or something.
No, you can pretty much sail. It's pretty fast.
So just put markers on city and we attack. Place, I'm going to attack.
Yeah, you just place your markers where you want to attack, or adjacent, on the siege, adjacent to the place where you're wishing to attack. No, on the sea next to it, then we'll do
So I'll put it there?
Yeah.
Right, and then put...
It doesn't matter there, actually, but, yeah. Okay, so just here you are going to land at a port. So you simply capture the port. You sail into port and occupy it. I have no troops there to defend.
You have a garrison.
I have a garrison, but the garrison on its own it can't defend. But the garrison's only 2 points for a seaport. For a seaport, so
You can buy some javelin men.
yeah, get some javelin men. That's about it. It's pretty rubbish. And you're landing here, which means it's a normal beach landing. There's no port to actually land, therefore you're going to have to sit there for a turn.
Ouch.
Before you move, because you have no port. You have to build one, or you have to build stuff to bring your ships on shore and stuff. Here, however, there is a port and you're attacking. So that would appear to be the first battle of the campaign.
Hey!
That's going to be interesting.
I've got 18 points.
Right, so you're attacking the port city of Saaremaa.
Oh, it's a city.
I don't know how you pronounce it. It's a fortress city.
Okay.
So that's going to be an interesting one for you to do. I have 2 garrisons, which gives me 12 points, and you're attacking with 18?
Yep. What's your garrison?
Well, 12 points plus 3.
Alright, so I've got the upper hand there.
You've got the upper
You've
hand.
got fortress.
I've got a fortress, yeah. So that is the first battle of the campaign.
Yep.
So write in the comments what do you think so far. Obviously, we haven't fought yet.
I've already won one battle. Look at
You've
that.
already won one battle, you've occupied a town.
I'm taking a Cot Gusti.
Yeah. What's it called? Koigust. Koigust.
Cuggies.
So you've captured the town of Koigust. Probably some fishing vessels.
I just walked in.
You just parked in and landed, and everyone thought you were there to trade. And you just put a huge Danish flag up and you said, "Sars, we own it now. You're now part of Denmark. Congratulations." And the locals probably said, "I don't understand a word what you're saying. No, don't understand you. You're speaking foreign." Right, that's going to be interesting. And we're fighting for the city of Orissa?
No, I'm fighting.
Orissa. It's Orissa, isn't it? So, Orissa.
You're defending.
I'm defending. So, as I said, leave a comment as to what you think of his grand tactics are. Massing forces into 3 separate army groups and landing and manoeuvring. Pretty good.
I attacked in all 3 corners.
Right, so battle.
Yep.
Yep. Outro.
So if you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe, and comment down below how the Danes are going to smash the island into tiny little bits. That's it from me.
And everything from him. Goodbye.
See ya.